Hey, it's Craig here. Thought I'd show you a little process I've been tinkering with using ChatGPT to talk to Apple Maps for the purpose of conducting sensory audits, safety assessments for different community outings that you might do with students, going to the park, going to the beach. So I've got ChatGPT here on my iPad, and I'm going to start a screen recording to show you the sort of things that we're going to do. So let's do that now. Hey, I'm going to open Apple Maps and I'd like you to have a look when I share my screen at the different environments that we're going to go to. I want to take some students to the park, then I want to take them to the beach, and I'd love you to do a sensory audit on the sorts of environments that you're seeing when I share my map. And I'd also like you to give me safety considerations. Now, this is going to be a group of students amongst whom I've got neurodivergent students. I've also got some students with physical access needs. So we're thinking sensory, we're thinking executive functioning. Can we start to do some of that?
That sounds like a great plan. Once you share your screen, I'll help you assess each environment for sensory factors and safety considerations. We'll focus on things like noise levels, accessibility, and anything that might impact your students' comfort and safety. Let's get started when you're ready.
All right, that's awesome. I'm going to start to share my screen. So we'll just start a broadcast in 3, 2, 1. And now I'm going to pop into Apple Maps. And let's have a little look at King Edward Park. So that's where I'd like to go. I'll drop a pin. I'm going to do a little bit of a view here. Okay, so this is where I'm thinking of going. Based on what you can see, tell me your thoughts.
King Edward Park looks lovely. It has open grassy areas and lots of trees, which can be great for students who need a break from sensory input. Just be mindful of the different textures and terrain. For students with physical access needs, ensuring the paths are accessible is important. It's also good to check for shaded spots and rest areas. Does that help?
Yeah, that's good. I can see we're close to the road here, so that's definitely something I'm going to consider. Let me go a little bit closer over here. I can see a structure. I'm not sure if it might be, oh, that looks like a toilet block. Does that look like the same to you?
Yes, that structure does look like a toilet block. It's great to have facilities nearby for the students. You might also want to ensure the area around it is clean and easily accessible. Also, being near a road, you'll want to consider safety measures to keep students away from traffic. Would you like any more details about this area?
Let me have a little look. I can see, I'm just going to investigate the park a bit more. So what have we got? What have we got here?
It looks like there's a playground area with various equipment and some steps leading up to a higher level. The playground can offer a variety of sensory experiences, but you might want to check if there's quiet space for students who might get overwhelmed. It's also important to ensure the paths and equipment are accessible for everyone. How do you feel about the layout so far?
Yeah, I'm looking at these steps and actually wondering how some of my students might navigate. So let's just get to the top of the stairs and see if there's another way to access. Okay, so I'm seeing a grassy area here. What have we got? Walking through the park. Okay, I can see a pathway here. What's your thoughts on this?
The pathway looks like a gentler alternative to the steps, which could be more accessible for students with mobility challenges. It seems well maintained and wide enough for easy navigation. The grassy area is great for sensory breaks or just relaxing. Just ensure there are shaded spots and rest areas along the way. Does that help with planning your route?
I think that's good. I think that's good to consider. And I'm just going to jump up to the top of the path here and just confirm. Okay, so we're near a car park. So that's probably a good little spot to maybe park and then navigate down into the playground. We might jump into another area now. I'm actually thinking of checking out the beach. I was going to go to Nobby's Beach and maybe the breakwater area. So let's take a little look at that. Yeah, so tell me, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes, I can see Nobby's Beach. The open space and wide walkway along the breakwater look accessible and offer beautiful views. The beach itself can be a great sensory experience, but be mindful of the sand and noise from waves. It's important to check for shaded areas and easy access points for those with physical needs. Overall, it looks like a lovely spot. Does this help with your planning?
Yeah, I think this is good. I'm actually just going to check out the beach itself. I do have a few students who do love the beach and love to explore. So let's just see if I can go along the sand a bit more. Okay, so I'm getting a sense of just how expansive this is and the sort of space. Is there anything else you think I should consider from a safety standpoint, for example, looking at this kind of environment?
The beach is indeed expansive and open, which can be wonderful, but also requires extra safety measures. You'll want to keep a close eye on students near the water, as waves and currents can be unpredictable. Sand can be difficult to navigate for some, so ensure there are accessible pathways or areas. Additionally, consider the sun exposure and bring necessary sun protection. Having a designated meeting point is also a good idea in case someone gets separated. Does that cover what you need?
Yeah, that's lovely. That's a really good guide for me to start to plan this trip. Thank you very much for your help. That's been terrific.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you need anything else or have more questions as you plan, just let me know. Have a fantastic trip.
So I thought that was quite neat to be able to have that integration with Apple Maps to look at environments. I mean, the other thing with Apple Maps is just how far you can travel, like not just along roadways, but walking through parks, walking along the beach. I think that's a really interesting expansion, of that geographic space to be able to virtualize, plan that, and then using ChatGPT to have a dialogue about those sensory considerations and those safety practices too. So I thought that was a neat little process. I hope you've enjoyed, and let me know if you've used a similar way of doing things with the integration of some of those technologies or other thoughts as well.